absolutely hate when y'all say there's a man out there that can do any and everything under the sun for you. They're all ugly. They're all ugly. I refuse. Ah! Quit saying it. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. And the ones that's not ugly, already take it.
Sweetheart, when you do that like that, like your wig is... You know what? Never mind, because you ain't gonna listen to me. On to more pressing matters. When are some of them gonna realize that they just don't qualify for what they want? I done made so many videos about this very topic, and the only thing that is apparent to me is you aren't who you think you are. No, the men are not taken. They just don't want you. It has everything to do with you and nothing to do with them. Ask yourself this question. On a planet of 8 billion people, I can't find one of them to give me what it is that I'm looking for. And to be fair, because I know you don't have access to all 8 billion, I'll cut it down to about 100 million people. So out of 100 million people, you can't find one that you deemed attractive enough, with a character good enough to build a relationship and a family with? And you want me to believe it's all those 100 million and not you? You're not the issue. The real estate the delusion has taken up in her brain is unfair. Yeah, it has taken more space in her brain than the fat Mini Cooper, and it is unfair. You know why? Because the average men that she actually does qualify for are looking for partners. And here she is online talking about all the good men are taken. No, sweetheart, you will never get one of those guys. You simply just don't have what they are looking for. But like any other video, yep, they ain't gonna listen to me because I'm just a normal guy. That keep the change.
Can 2026 please, for the be the year that guys go up and talk to women in public again? Like, I know there's guys out there that do this, but not enough. There's not enough, because guys who just sit and stare at you from across the room, they just keep making eye contact with you, and you just make eye contact back and forth. Like, please, just go say hello. Just go say hello. It's really not that hard. If she's making eye contact back with you, like, if you guys are making eye contact back and forth several times, she wants you to come say hello, okay? If you look at a girl, you find her attractive, and you never see her looking at you again, she probably doesn't want to talk to you, okay? Or she has a boyfriend, whatever. But if she keeps making eye contact with you, that is your sign to go up and say hello. And it is so much more attractive when a guy takes initiative. It shows so much confidence. So what? You shoot your shot and you miss? You're going to miss regardless if you don't go say hello. It's so silly to me. This happens all the time. And twice in the past week, I've had scenarios like this, totally opposites. Last Saturday, me and this guy, he sat across from me at this restaurant we were at, and we made eye contact a few times. I get up, we go to the bathroom, we're about to leave. We're washing our hands outside the bathroom. He comes over, says hello, we talk, blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, thank you. Like, thank you for coming to make a move and say hello. This morning, I was at the gym, and this guy, one of my guy friends at the gym, texts us, and he's like, you guys have an admirer? And I was like, what? And he's like, this guy, he's like, will you please talk to them for me? Like, see if, like, whatever. And he's like, no, these girls are cool. Like, they don't want some punk guy who's not going to come say hello. I'm like, thank you. Like, no, girls don't want a guy who's not going to take initiative. Like, girls want guys who are confident. So even if you aren't confident, you should shoot your shot regardless, because you're going to look so much better and have so much better of a chance if you just shoot your shot.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Just maybe. But I firmly believe someone that doesn't respect your time doesn't respect you. Now, the caption is, I made us late and now we're driving in silence, but my hair is cute though. And it seems innocent until it's in reverse. Until she got somewhere where she needs to be, right? And you pull some like that. You show up late or fashionably late, or you say some like, hey, bro, I'm late, but at least I'm fly. I am sure the conversation is going to be different. Keep in mind, there's no way you want me to believe that she's taking this situation serious, because she made a whole TikTok about it. He's driving pissed off next to her, and she's making a secret TikTok and posting it for the world to see. And I'm almost 100% sure if he got a TikTok, he gonna see the video. There's no way there's a high level of respect in that relationship. I refuse to believe it. Like I said earlier, maybe it's just a personal thing for me, but that's something I just can't f with. A woman that is late or constantly late, I can't do it. And trust me, I understand things happen. Sometimes you run into a situation and things don't go accordingly, and sometimes you're a little bit behind. I fully understand that. And that might be that situation at hand. But for the women that are chronically late, nah, I can't do it. Because not only is it disrespectful to me, it shows your poor time management in the worst way, which in turn is going to affect our relationship later on down the road if we make it that far. Not giving a about someone else's time, especially if it's something that you have to go and support him with, Shows how much you value him in that relationship. Because I'm sure if it was a girl's trip or if it was an after party for her favorite celebrity, she was not going to be late, bro. But you know what? That's just me. That's just my personal opinion. And like any other video, I ain't got to listen to me. I'm just a normal guy. I keep the change.
A lot of these modern women are feeling that men are not really investing. They're not engaged. The experience, the meeting, us being here on the date, it kind of feels flat, right? And while I understand, you know, if you come out there, you should probably try to put your best foot forward, right? But you have to understand, men are reading you. They're watching you and they're saying, oh, here we go. Like you say something and a man is like, because y'all think y'all are the only ones that do that. And a man is saying, oh, here we go again. He hears a certain thing or he sees a certain thing, sees a look, you know, maybe you're wearing something and you're like, oh, here we go again. It's going to be a long night.
The reason that women have come up with this term mansplaining is a projection. It's a projection of our own behavior because it is so pervasive in how we operate in the world, for sure in a marriage, and absolutely in other aspects of our lives. Projecting, putting our own behavior and putting it onto men is a way to avoid accountability and avoid having to expose and see ourselves in our own destructive behaviors. That's why I like to teach about the phrase of if you spot it, you got it. And what I mean by that, because sometimes that can be confusing. When you see something in another, like a woman seeing a man as being mansplaining, and she is upset, triggered, emotionally charged by it, and essentially a victim to it, the reason we see that is because that's us. And we don't want to know that that is us. But we are so sensitive as women. We are so sensitive and so fragile that we cannot take constructive perspectives on how to do things or other ways of thinking, which is why we get so upset and so triggered when we think a man is being condescending to us or telling us how to do something and are so offended by it. It is a projection of who we are and how we operate in the world to exert our rightness.
A lot of you men think that the way to impress a woman is by spending more money on her, buying her gifts, paying for everything, trying to prove that you are just so attentive. But psychologically, that actually lowers your value. And let me explain why. When a man starts throwing just all this money at a woman extremely early on, what you're really communicating to her is that I need to qualify myself to be with you. And attraction does not grow from approval seeking. It grows from your status and your direction in your life. But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying be cheap with your money when it comes to her, because you don't want to do that either. But be extremely mindful where your money is going, because women are not impressed by a man trying to buy their attention. They are attracted to a man who is investing in his own world and making it irresistible. His lifestyle, his mission, his experiences, his environment, and his own leadership in his own life. If a man has built a life that's exciting, structured, and actually moving somewhere, women don't feel like he's trying to qualify to be with them. They feel like they're being invited into something extremely special because they are. And psychologically, that is very exciting and very powerful. Let me give you an example. Imagine a restaurant that has a guy outside trying to pull you in with a free drink versus a restaurant that does zero advertising, yet you have to make a reservation to get in or know somebody to get in. Which one do you think generates more attraction? Exactly. The real move isn't trying to impress her. The real move is building a life so amazing that she wants to be a part of it. That's it.
A lot of women suffer from not being able to surrender control. And if you can't surrender control, then you can't trust a lead. If you can't trust a lead, then you can't submit to your husband.
Right.
And if you can't submit to your husband, he won't choose you. Because no masculine man is going to choose a woman that's a challenge all of the time. No masculine man wants to have his leadership challenged for no reason other than you think you can do it better than him. So if you can be a man better than he can be a man, then why not just be with yourself? I think that if a woman is unable to release the hardness that she has, and she's got work to do, she has to work on releasing and surrendering control. It's okay to be hard in the world, but take off your armor in the home. It's not conducive. And this is the thing too. If a man is asking the question, it means he's thought about it. Which means it's really only a matter of time until he checks out if you don't shift your actions. And do you really want to give up or let go or get lost by a good man because you can't surrender control? Do you really want to let go of a good situation and a good potential husband because you think you know better than? A lot of women have forgotten their place. A lot of women have sold into this whole ideal that, you know, I can do bad all by myself. I don't need no man. Okay, y'all do you over there. And because that's a loud collective on the internet, people think that that's what's normal, but it's not normal. It's not normal for a woman. Most women, let me say that, because we as people desire connection. It's not normal for a woman to say, I don't need a man. It's not normal for a woman to feel like she's supposed to protect herself. It's not normal for a woman that feels like she's supposed to emasculate men and need to control everything. That's rooted in trauma.
And, you know, modern women they're asking, how come good men kind of stop engaging with them, right? But you have to understand that, you know, the kind of man you say you want. So the kind of man, well, I want a man like this, 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 and this. And the man comes up in front of you. The man comes up in front of you, and you let the man go, right? And you let Chad and Tyrone play in your face. And then a couple of days later, you want the good man to show up and rescue you. You want the good man to be a shoulder to cry on. What? Oh, well, you should allow me to do that in each and every situation. No, I'm a good guy. I'm not a doormat.
We'll be at a function like this. I'm talking about overly loaded, and niggas still won't walk up and talk to nobody. Like, what the f*** you giving me a tripod, y'all? Like, what the f*** you came here for? Just not to talk to nobody?
Yo, I keep seeing this all over TikTok, social media. Women are asking, why don't men approach anymore? You want to know why? Because a lot of us got trained not to. Simple as that. I mean, yeah, back in the day, men would walk up, shoot their shot, take a risk. Cool. But now you approach the wrong one at the wrong time. Now all of a sudden you weird, you creepy, you doing too much. I'm not talking about dudes being disrespectful. Nah, I'm talking about just saying, hey, how you doing? Now it's, I got a boyfriend. Why are you talking to me? You get posted online like you did something wrong. So after a while, dudes start thinking, why even risk it? Why even put yourself out there to be embarrassed or be labeled as something that you're not? Now, don't get it twisted. There is some weird dudes out there. I get why some women got that guard up, but not every man approaching you is on that type of time. So now we in this weird space where women are like, they want to be approached, and men are like, nah, I'm good. And then everybody's wondering, why don't nobody talk to each other anymore? I'm just saying, it goes both ways.
Who's watching Red Pill content and why? Let's talk about it. Here are some of the types of men who have swallowed the red pill. The frustrated daters. These are men in their late teens to early 30s. These guys have faced repeated rejection and have very little dating experience. Many of them start with self-improvement searches like how to get a girlfriend or how to be more confident, but they're quickly funneled toward red pill channels. The socially isolated. These men have small or shrinking social circles and spend all their time online. Some live with their parents, others are unemployed or working jobs with little social interactions. They may struggle with anxiety, depression, or low self-esteem, making it harder to form or maintain relationships. Red Pill spaces offer them a ready-made community, filling the belonging gap but trapping them in an echo chamber. The burned and the bitter. These are men who've been through a painful breakup, divorce, or cheated on. They already carry distrust towards women, so red pill narratives feel like a confirmation of their personal experience. They're often in their mid-30s to 50s. The alpha chasers. These men equate masculinity with dominance, status, and control in relationships. They're drawn in by the red pill promise of alpha male success. They're susceptible to content that encourages dark triad traits like manipulation or aggression. Red pill content feels empowering, but it's a trap. It replaces self-growth with resentment. It convinces you that the problem isn't fixable unless the entire opposite gender changes. And that keeps guys stuck exactly where they started, just angrier. In my next Red Pill video, I'm going to cover the entire ecosystem, including the content creators and the people who follow them. Okay, pay attention. I'm going to teach you not to give a fuck. I'm going to hit this weed, drink some liquor out of Dixie cup.
You think I go to the gym and eat broccoli and no bread and no cheese and no pork and slowing down my drinking so I can keep my clothes on this summer?
None of my swimsuits will be kid-friendly this summer. Teach your kids about baddies. So apparently, when a woman wants to walk around public essentially naked, the responsibility falls on your 5-year-old child to understand it. I think we all know what swimsuits they're referring to. Strings on bikinis that cover the least amount possible and disappear, so they're practically naked. The biggest question we should be asking here is why do women want to walk around public essentially naked? And the answer is really simple. These women are selfish, and they so desperately desire and crave attention and external validation. Instead of being a decent member of society and being a good role model for the next generation of young girls or their own daughter, they'd rather walk around public practically naked. And they'll get mad when anyone, including your child, stares, which is ironic because they want to wear as little as possible to show off, meaning they want people to look at them. Instead of being accountable for their own actions, they want to put the responsibility on moms and tell them, hey, teach your 5-year-old child not to stare at me because I want to walk around public essentially naked. Well, kids stare when something's not normal, and you being essentially naked in public isn't normal. You teach a kid that you don't go out in public naked, and when you get ready in the morning, you put on a shirt and a pair of pants, or when it comes to a swimsuit, you wear one that covers yourself up and it's appropriate. So yeah, when you're out in public essentially naked, kids are going to stare. So for the women who love to walk around public half naked and so desperately crave and desire external validation, I really hope you can find a way for your confidence to come from within and not others, and start being a decent member in our society.
You know, you have a lot of steady guys, a lot of regular guys, a lot of average guys out here that are continuing to get overlooked because you would prefer, and it's like I talked about in some other commentary, you want a guy that's chaotic, that's up and down. You want a guy that, and you know, I'm laughing about it, but I'm not really joking. You want a guy to beat you upside the head, a guy that you got to run out the house 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, run down the street, beat down your neighbor's door. That's the type of guy that you got to call the freaking police to get that man up out of there. Got to take that man to jail. He's a criminal. He's a criminal. And that's the type of stuff these modern women want.
I've truly reached a point where I find most women exhausting. This is the epiphany that has happened since I started social media. I never realized the level that most women will themselves. I never realized the level that most women will choose delusion over reality. A lot of women are extremely difficult to hold a conversation with. I don't have trouble with most men. Of course, they don't like my content in particular because it's not favorable for women to hear. Men need women to be delusional in order to deal with them. But at least they live in reality. At least they're not living in a fairy tale or a storybook. At least they're not looking for the soft life. At least they're not mentally stunted children in the brain in that way. But women will fake what they want, and they will act like they don't want certain things just to fit in with other women. There's women that are pretending that they no longer want men, that they want to be abstinent the rest of their lives, that they no longer want to interact with men. And I know that's not the case, and it doesn't need to be the case. There's no shame in still wanting to deal with men. However, women are so delusional in the fact that they think that they're going to be the exception to the rule, or they'll be able to mold men into what they want, and that's not going to happen. So the reason that women are saying that they don't want to date men is because they can't cannot mold men into the experience that they want to have with them. So they will say, well, I don't want to date men. I'm done with men. And it's only because they're not getting what they want out of it. Because what women want out of men is something out of a storybook or some type of fantasy. They're not willing to accept men for how they are. They think that they can change them, or they think that they will find some perfect man that's going to worship the ground that she walks on. They don't truly like men for who they are. They like the fantasy and the delusion that they have in their mind that they've carried on with them since they were a child.
I don't know if it was the Epstein files or my dating experiences in Melbourne, but my opinion of men is so low lately. Don't get me wrong, I know there is good men out there, but I don't feel 100% safe around straight male strangers. And I did not have this thing in my early 20s. This is a learned behaviour that I've picked up to protect myself, because I am a naturally friendly person, and I think men take that and they run with it. Take for example the time that I had a short, small talky conversation in my kitchen with a guy who was staying the night because a friend had said he could stay the night, and that night he tried to come into my room multiple times, to the point where I had to attack him and tell his girlfriend about him, and he accused me of being crazy. And if I didn't have the text messages of him drunk texting me and being like, can you let me in the door and all this, and me blocking him, then people might have actually believed him. And it's kind of sad, because now I look at every guy and I'm like, oh, you're not just being friendly to me, you have an agenda. Like today in work, this Irish guy was chatting to me a lot, and I thought he was safe because he was much older than me. I'm guessing like late 40s. And he mentioned about having 2 kids. But then as soon as he mentioned being separated from his partner, the alarm bells started to go off. The saxophones were playing in my head. And realistically, I knew nothing bad was going to happen. But I was just like, I'm going to have to like peel myself away from the conversation a bit and like not be giving him any more green lights than he really needs. Then because I have this men are trash lens on the world, I wonder, am I going to just be single forever? I've kind of come to terms with the fact that I might be, and I'm not actually that mad about it.
And a lot of these modern women are wanting men to yearn. They're wanting men to chase. They're wanting men to pursue. But in today's the way it happens in today's dating, that puts you as the weaker vessel, because, you know, I'm the prize, right? You chase me, you want me, show me that you want me. I've already proved myself by the fact that you want me, even though I haven't done anything. The fact that you want me means I'm more valuable in this relationship. And that's what a lot of modern women are doing. So when a man steps back and says, okay, well, you know, if you're not going to reciprocate and you're going to think that you all that, I'm just going to go ahead and go the other way. I'm going to go a different direction. Now you're stunned and you're talking about men aren't men anymore.
Why do men ghost women? Great question. Let's talk about this in terms of dating apps first. I get a lot of DMs from women saying they were talking to this guy and then he pulled away. I'll even have them say they're dating a guy and then he pulled away, or then he ghosted them. When I dive a little bit deeper, they met on a dating app they had never met in person. And what they're categorizing as ghosting is simply normal dating app behavior. You have to remember that dating apps are built for men. They're the ones that pay for these things. The experience of picking up your phone and swiping through a whole bunch of profiles, judging people almost exclusively on their physical characteristics, is a complete man's way of dating. They're not built for women, even if they say they are and they call themselves Bumble. And what I see over and over again is women are corresponding with men on dating apps, never met them in person, yet they're having the felt experience of connection, which to them means there should be a next step. Whereas for men, we bond and connect physically first, emotionally second. So we don't get the same satiation and connection from dating apps that women do. And we as men might just be going there for a hit of validation. You can rest assured that if a man is talking to you on a dating app, he's talking to a whole bunch of other women on a dating app as well. That's what dating apps are for. That's what the dating phase is for. It's to talk to a bunch of people of the opposite and decide who's the best for you. When I hear the term ghosting, this guy ghosted me, and I get into it and find out that the guy just stopped talking to them on a dating app, it's not the guy's fault for moving on to a better option. That's why he's on the dating app. It's the woman's fault for getting connected to someone she's never actually met and limiting her options to him, therefore making the loss of this guy a huge detrimental experience, when in reality it should just be a symbol that that guy's not for them, and on to the next. So guys, ghost or move on to a better option, because that's what they're on dating apps for. And if you haven't met someone in person, they owe you nothing. For more depressing news, hit the follow button.
Here's a list of red flags that would make me say absolutely not when I met a man. Over 40 and never married. I mean, statistically speaking, if a man over 40 has not gotten married, there's an 80% chance that he's not going to. He's not going to marry you, baby. Unhealthy relationship with his mom. If that's the first woman that he's supposed to love and he has trauma around that, do you think that he's going to love you? He makes disparaging and negative comments about his ex-spouses, his baby mama, speaking negatively about women in general. No. I mean, he just don't like women. He has excessive amounts of female friends. If you have 15 friends and 14.5 of them are women, no. Next. And I'm not trying to control you, but you're not going to triangulate me between these women or make me compete with them either. We're not doing that. Bad credit. Do you think we're going to use my credit for everything? You think I'm going to help you fix yours? You think? No. He does not live alone. He live with his mama. He live with one of his boys. He live with a roommate. Absolutely not. Because you sure in the hell not moving in with me. No. No. Smoke weed every day. I mean, because if you have time to do that every day, you don't have anything to lose. You got that much time on your hands where you can smoke weed every single day. You can buy quarters and ounces. No. No passport. Why don't you have a passport? Is it your child support arrears? Do you have a felony? Do you just not desire to travel internationally? You don't want to see the world? What is it? His hobbies are limited to Netflix and basketball. So out of all the hobbies that you can have, all the things you can do, me tell me all you want to do is watch TV and bounce a ball? Come on now.
Yeah, in my wife, your father or your father?
Hold on.
Yeah, your father.
Please, hold on. He's
sir.
my sex trafficker. Please do not let me go with him. I do not want to go with him.
Do you have the back of town coffee location?
You know what would be preferable if my mom.
Okay, please.
My
hurry.
sister came for me.
Okay, sir, we're calling the police, so we're gonna let them handle it.
Yeah, the police.
Yes,
okay.
yes, the police.
When
the
police is here.
So when they're here, that can be arranged.
He was trying to sex fry.
I understand that this is supposed to be your wife, but she's not safe.
Well, she did make a video thanking those girls, saying that's actually her husband and she wasn't telling the truth. All that happened because she was drunk.
The girl from the video, I am really sorry for the whole commotion that I caused, and thank you to those two girls that helped me call my dad and my mom, or whoever they called. I want to say that I was blacked out drunk and I didn't know what I was saying.
I don't think some people grasp how irreversible certain accusations are. Being labeled something like that, even if the person is drunk, I don't even care if they're drunk. That can cause reputational damage. If you know drinking consistently is pushing you into blackouts to the point where you're making reckless accusations like that, why are you drinking? I don't know if I could come back from something like that if I was the husband, because that is something that would weigh heavily on my mind. Let this be the last time you ever drink.
The man who loves you is going to hurt your feelings. When a man truly cares about you, he will correct you, because real love does not applaud your. When he corrects you, he risks the attitude, the slam doors, the flying frying pan, the whole week on the couch just to keep you from wrecking yourself. When your trainer screams at you for giving half reps, why? It's because he wants you to win. When your boss drags you into the office, he wants better performance. When your man calls you out, it means he wants you to be the best version of you forever. If he just watches you gain weight, flirt with idiots, act like a hoe online, ruin your reputation, and says nothing, you're not his woman. You're his for now girl. When he finally says, this isn't you, level up, his heart is pounding. He knows the pan might fly across the room, and he also knows that the couch is waiting for him. But watching you shrink hurts him more than any of that ever could. Boys say, you're perfect, queen, never change. Real men say, you're fire, but this habit is trash, and I am not letting it dim you or me anymore. One keeps you comfortable, the other one keeps you becoming greater. Your group chat will hype up every delusion. Yes, girl, leave him, he's toxic. Only a man who loves you will play the victim for 5 minutes so you can thank him for the rest of your life. If he's never made you cry with truth, he's never made you grow. Real love bruises your ego at times so your soul can build itself up again. Men, say the hard thing. Dodge the pan if you have to. She'll hate you today, but respect you forever. If he's never corrected you, he doesn't love you. He's just enjoying the current version until something better shows up. Tag the one who needs to hear this right now.
And have you ever noticed that every issue that predominantly affects men is self-inflicted?
And here we go again.
Men's loneliness issue, self-inflicted.
If someone dislikes men so much, why talk about them absolutely constantly?
Men deciding to themselves, self-inflicted.
Right. So their mental health problems are their own fault. Yeah, happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Men having lower custody rates of their children, self-inflicted once again.
Really? And how exactly would someone go about actually explaining that?
And despite these issues being self-inflicted, you still demand that women help you fix these issues. Women are not the root cause of men's issues, and it is entitled for you to act as if women need to help you fix the issues that you have going on in your own community.
I haven't heard a single man actually demand that women assist them with helping them. But calling asking for help entitlement? Well, that's a whole new level.
These men feel entitled to women's emotional labor and empathy whenever we're not getting the same in return.
There are some women out there that actually view empathy as something that is transactional. Gentlemen, you should avoid them.
And the reason that women demand that men give a f about our issues is because men are the root cause of women's issues.
How very convenient.
Men are the root cause behind against women, femicide, etc. And unfortunately, since this is being inflicted upon women by men, we cannot just fix that ourselves. We need men to also be advocating for and helping women stop these issues.
Well, if someone didn't have their heads firmly stuck in the sand, then they would realize how many men actually do advocate for this and support women's issues. However, I guess since they don't all post it on the internet, someone doesn't think they exist.
Your self-inflicted issues are not my battle to fight. You're a big boy, babe. Fight your battles yourself.
How very charming. But yes, gentlemen, there are actually women out there that really do care about you. Not all women are like that.
And you can sit up here and say, oh, is there a man that's willing to help? Is there a man that's willing to, kind of show that chivalry and stuff like that? But I think a bigger question you should probably be asking, and maybe it's probably a bigger problem, is, am I willing to give back? Am I willing to be feminine? Am I willing to nurture? Am I willing to put in effort? Right? Am I willing to say, okay, I appreciate what you're doing? A lot of women think that chivalry is only one-sided, and a man is only supposed to do certain things, right? But let's look at your version of chivalry. What is it that you do? And then when we start asking those questions, we come right back on to the question that men be asking women, modern women, and they get upset. What do you bring to the table? What is it that you can do? How is it when I'm supporting you? How is it that you can support me? How can you support a family? Do you want to support a family? What type of person are you? And that's usually when modern women crash out and they don't want to answer those type of questions.